Hey, how's it going? Today we're going to talk about Cyberpunk 2077 because the newest update should arrive tomorrow. There's a good chance of this. We're going to get into that, by the way, but also we're going to talk about some other issues going on, some things that you can expect to be patched tomorrow as well. And then to finish it up, I'm also going to be showing you something that you should do with this one glitch so that you can prevent it from being patched. And I'm serious, there's a good way of doing it. So let's go ahead and just dive right into this. Let's start this video off by talking about the newest update that will be arriving most likely tomorrow. And how do I know this? Well, if we head over towards steamdb.info, what we're going to be seeing here is a few branches that have been locked, but also some that have been updated. So what you can tell right here is one has been updated. And if you check out the history for the change list, there's a bunch of things here that have just been changed 3 hours ago. Now, there's a good chance that tomorrow will be the update, and if it's not, well then I guess you guys might as well bring the pitchforks and the torches and all that stuff, because yeah, that would be quite disappointing, but there is a good possibility, because usually and typically when you do see something like this, you know, especially the change list and the way it looks, yeah, there's a good possibility that the update will be arriving this week, but I have a good feeling it will arrive tomorrow. Now, of course, you could take that with a grain of salt, but yeah, I honestly think it's going to arrive tomorrow. And I cannot wait to update you guys, of course, when the update does arrive. So let's go ahead and move on and talk about some things that you can absolutely expect in this next update. What I'll be doing here is basically giving you a recap of the last 2 weeks and everything that we know so far. We know for sure that melee finisher animations are going to be fixed in this next update, because if you head over towards CDProjektRed.com, specifically the support section of their site, you're going to see this right here on the right side, which says melee finisher animations are no longer triggering after 2.1. Then at the bottom, the developers had this to say: we're aware of the issue where melee finisher animations are no longer triggering after updating the game to 2.1. Thank you for your patience while we're working on it. This information right here is not new at all, because I have went over it prior, about maybe a week or two ago, but remember, this is a recap. We're basically going over information that we know. So this for sure right here is going to be patched when this next update arrives. We also know that Sonic Shock is going to be fixed, and it's going to be resolved in this next update, because if you head over towards the forum section, and to be specific, we're actually taking a look at CDProjektReds.com forum section. What you're taking a look at right here is a bunch of posts made in one thread, and they're talking about a lot of issues, but there is some good news out of all of this, because some of the players have received an email from one of the support tech members basically talking about how they're looking into some issues. The biggest issue and conversation I've seen yet has been about Sonic Shock, because this has ruined quite a few Netrunner builds, and I'm sure it's been quite frustrating. The good news is that the developers are looking into this issue, and they have been for quite some time. And I'm sure it's been finally resolved, because again, the latest update has arrived, at least over on SteamDB, but it's a locked branch, so we won't see it probably till tomorrow, as I mentioned at the start. Now, another huge problem going on is with vehicles, because when you try to purchase some, they're not showing up in the call tabs, so you're pretty much screwed. This is until the next update, because this user right here was able to receive confirmation that the developers were looking into it, and that was about maybe a week ago. For example, right here, CDA92 had this to say by saying, I reported the issue and handed over the save file. The last time I checked an email was Tuesday, 12th December, acknowledging the issue and looking into it, etc. Now, this right here might seem quite familiar because I have went over it, but there you go. Again, just a recap. This will be resolved here coming soon, and I cannot wait, because there are some vehicles I can't even call. There is another issue that's going to be resolved, and this is going to be a huge problem with artifacts, because some players on Xbox have been seeing this as of late, and that's probably due to FSR. There was a member of that forum that confirmed that they had received an email from the tech support and they're looking into it. Again, that was about a week ago, so I'm sure it has been resolved by now. And also, speaking of FSR, if you guys are just curious about FSR 3, this should arrive this update, because as you guys all know, Cyberpunk mentioned that this 2.1 was supposed to be the final update. Well, guess what? It's not, because of course you saw the beginning. There's going to be another update. And so I would imagine that they're going to include FSR3 in this update because, of course, the last update, 2.1, was supposed to be the final one. But now I truly believe this next update will be the last one, and it should include that FSR3. Now, for those that are unaware or have not seen the video I had made prior ago, maybe about 2 weeks ago, this right here was from WCCFtech.com. They did an interview with one of the developers, and the developers actually talked about FSR3. This was about maybe 3 months ago. It was November or something. I forget what date it was. I'll show you here soon, but pretty much this right here has been confirmed. For example, if you take a look on the screen here, you can see that this is what the developer had to say in response of FSR3. This is a new and very interesting technology, and I can definitely confirm that we are working on a full FSR3 implementation, but it is still an ongoing process, and we feel we need to still more time to release it with a desired outcome. I would like to avoid giving a firm estimate on when it will happen. And so, of course, we know now that this other update's coming, so for sure, FSR3 has to be included, right? This is what I am assuming will happen most likely, so let me know what you guys think down below. So now, with that information, we know for sure Sonic Shock is going to be fixed, finishers are going to be fixed, as well as the issue with artifacts should be fixed. Not only that, but there is a good sign that FSR3 will be implemented into this new patch. So there's a lot to expect, and I'm sure there's going to be more bugs that are going to be resolved, and hopefully we can see some new features or something secretive, but I doubt that, right? I doubt they're going to include any secrets into this, but I would be shocked. So with that information to the side, let's go on and talk about this right here, which has to do with the mask glitch. There has recently been some reports over on the forums where some players have actually said, hey, you know, I've reported this money mask glitch, yada yada yada. So yeah, most likely it will be patched because for whatever reason, CDProjektRed loves patching these exploits, but let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's start off by talking about how you can do this glitch, and then we'll go over how to prevent it from being patched. What we're going to do here is go over towards the Ripper dock. You will need to do this before the next update. You're going to arrive here, go to the Ripper dock, and you will need to duplicate your mask. The only way to receive the mask is if you do complete a certain mission within Phantom Liberty DLC, so I will not get into that specifically, but honestly I think it's about maybe 4 missions, 5 missions deep. Then what you want to do is head over towards the Ripper dock and upgrade the mask. You should see a duplicate version on the bottom without the exclamation mark on the top right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to keep this exactly how it looks when the next update arrives. The reason for this is because if you do have the icon on the bottom here in your inventory section, you can continuously sell it. So what I'm saying here is if they do patch the method to duplicate it, you could still do it technically after the latest patch. You will not be able to duplicate the cyberware, but you will definitely be able to keep the piece and sell it infinitely. Continuing on here, I do want to show you another glitch that could possibly be fixed or patched by tomorrow, and what this will be is the duplication glitch for junk. Now, most of you guys already know that it has been patched, yet there is a new method in which you can actually duplicate the items that you buy, but you will need the cash, so it should not be an issue if you're using the mask glitch. So what I've done here is swap over to a console controller, specifically Xbox, and what I'm going to do here is select the record. What I'll do here is purchase 9 out of 10, and then what I'm going to do is hold down the A button, then while holding down the A button, tap X, and it's that simple. But make sure that the cursor is above the icon, like so, and then you're going to do the exact same steps as I mentioned. This should pop up right here, and then you just want to max it out, and then click confirm. If you're on PlayStation, all you have to do is hold down the X button, then tap down the square button. Make sure that the cursor is above the item icon, and you should be good to go. And last but not least, I do want to show you something really fun that you can do to grab a bunch of loot, and you can even scrap it down for components. We are going to arrive right here on the left side, and wow, my vehicle arrived really funky there. But we're going to arrive on the left side of Pacifica. Then we're going to head towards the right side here, but kind of park your vehicle facing towards the ocean. And what we're going to do here is go towards the right side and start eliminating all of the enemies nearby. These ones right here will not respawn back instantly, but the ones up here towards the right or the left here and in the middle should respawn instantly. So what you're going to do is just take them all out like so. Then you're going to pick up all the items, hold on to them or scrap them down. Then you're going to hop inside your vehicle, head towards the boardwalk here or the pier, and you're going to go underneath it and then do a 180, so turn 180 degrees around. Then you're going to head back to where all the enemies once were, and you should see that they have all respawned. So there you go. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is what we can expect in the next update. And if you guys would like to do the infinite mask glitch, remember to do it now so that you can keep that exclamation mark icon. And so there you go. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video so far. If you have, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, turn those notifications on if you would like to be updated every so often. But there you go. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll see you all in the next video.